Hey guys, it's me, Jason, and today I want to talk to you about hoof care and rasps, hoof rasps. All of our horses are run barefoot, and we live in a dry desert climate with a lot of sandy, footing. So we can do that here. I understand not everybody can do that, so we're fortunate in that respect. And I'm not a farrier, right? All the respect for him. He comes out, I watch him break his back. He's a friend of mine. Love you, Sean. And so what I like to do between farrier calls is just to kind of knock them down a little bit, right? Use rasps, and I've got a little hoof jack, and been using this guy. You can see I bent the handle over because the wood handle kept falling off. But I've had this guy for a while, and I'm probably due for a new one. And so I was looking around online and came across this Cody James rasp, which it had really good reviews. Not a lot of them, but not a lot of reviews, period. So I thought I'd make a video to talk a little bit about it. Pretty interesting design. If you could see, it's it's a bit of a diamond mesh or diamond kind of striations there. And if you look really close at it, I think what these are is bandsaw blades that have been sort of cut and stitched together with these screws that kind of hold them in place. And then it sits in this tray. The duct tape that I added, I added that because these suckers are sharp. There was a warning on the label that says use gloves when handling and so forth, and that's no joke. These things are wicked sharp. They do sell a protective cap. I did not buy one. Should have. If you're going to go into this, please do you want to get some duct tape, because this seems to work as well too. So they come in 4 different finishes according to the manufacturer, but I could only find 3 available, which was aggressive, medium, and fine. But they also have one called finish too. Before I bought mine, I looked around online and I looked at reviews anywhere I could get them, and YouTube had some, but they were all by the manufacturer. The reviews were by Cody James. It could have been an honest review, but it's made by the manufacturer. Right, okay. In the comment section, there was some folks who said things like, well, hey, that looks like the Stanley Sureform, and yada yada. Okay, what's Stanley Sureform? So I bought one. They're $7 on Amazon, $6 on Amazon, something like that. I'm sure you can get them at Home Depot or wherever. I can tell you that I haven't used this yet, but just feeling the material here, and that I'm not gonna touch it, it's sharp. But feeling the difference in material, there's a humongous difference in quality, and I am betting that this is nowhere near as quality as this. But we'll get into it. So trying to decide which horse to demonstrate this on, and rather than go with the mares, who were definitely the longest, I decided to go with the horse who's going to give it the best run for its money. So I've got a Mustang mare, who's actually my competition horse. And Mustangs are known for a handful of things: Roman noses, tiny butts, and hard feet. And she is true for 2 out of 3. She does not have a Roman nose. She's a beautiful girl. But she does have a tiny little butt, and she does have rock hard feet. So I'm gonna go grab Honey, and I'll demonstrate the rasp. One of the downsides, I found 2 downsides of this rasp. 3 if you count cutting yourself, which totally is a downside. But one is the magnet on my hoof jack. There's just not enough steel in this for it to stick to it really well. I mean, you can see it kind of, yeah, no good, right? It will stick if you do this, but then guess what? Now you're in the way your horse's hoof if you're using the hoof jack, right? So that's a no kidding downside. This thing is just not enough steel to stick to the magnets. Maybe I'd have to upgrade the magnet on the side to, if I was super in love with it. Not like this, which gives a good, nice, solid clunk, thunk, and it's stuck there, right? That's what we're used to. So outside of not being as magnetic as I would like it to be, also the aggressive blade on here, the aggressive surface on here is just too much to do the rounding of the edges. For me, again, not a farrier. If you're more familiar with these tools and are more comfortable using them, then hey, right on, you do you. But for me, it's terrifying when I'm coming around the edges. These things are wicked sharp. All right, so this is Honey, and this little ridiculous thing is Tater. Tater, say hi, Tater. Hi. All right, Tater's gonna help as much as a Jack Russell ever does actually help, which is not often. Okay, so again, what we're gonna talk a little bit about the Cody James rasp versus a regular rasp versus the just as good as the Rasp Sureform that somebody on YouTube thought was just as good. So we'll check it all out. All right, starting off, we'll do, come here honey baby. All right, clean your hoof first. Just to preserve the rasp, make it last as long as possible by not rasping down rocks. The Cody James rasp, again, that diamond design on it, the way it's advertised is to be able to shed mud and debris as you're rasping, so that it just falls out the back, doesn't clog up your rasp, and you can keep going. But go ahead and assume the position here, honey. And again, there's no, you don't push in, there's no inward pressure. It's just, you just glide over the top, because again, they're saw blades. So just the gentlest. You can see all that shaving off down onto my boots. I mean, it just tears right into it. There's a little bit of a trick when you get to these side bits, because if you come down like this, there's too much resistance going down the sidewall. So what I found is going across is just as effective as pushing down. And it just tears right into it. I mean, I love it. Okay, so while I still have hoof, and while I'm on this hoof, so you can't say, well, one's harder than the other, we're gonna try the Stanley Sureform, whatever. Yeah, get in there. Get him, Tater. All right, so here's this little thingy. Okay. I'm not being dramatic. Not even a contest. Get it, Tater. And then this is the rasp I'm looking to replace, just to give you an idea. Still works okay. Doesn't tear in. I mean, I'm not getting nearly the amount of material removal that I was off of that Cody James. What I will say is this is going to be great for, you know, kind of dusting up the corners and rounding off the edges. That aggressive blade I have on that Cody James, I just don't think it's going to do as good a job, just because it's so aggressive. It's all right. I'm mostly just worried about cutting my fingers off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the medium blade. All right, so the Cody James doesn't quite work as well on the edges as a regular standard rasp does. So coming down, she's such a good girl. I love this horse. Okay, so again, coming down the edges, this is great. You know, I would like to get the medium or the fine blade for that and see if I could do around these edges and just carry the one rasp around with me. But man, when it comes to doing material removal and just genuine getting to it aggressiveness, that Cody James has this thing beat all day long. And I love this rasp. It's a Nicholson, yeah. And it has such a wide surface area, it's really easy for me to kind of index and keep the whole entire hoof coming flat. And again, for me, not a farrier, and I do have a farrier who I would like to keep using. I just use this between trims, between when my farrier comes out and kind of gets everybody. So he comes out every 2 months, but some of these girls, they grow hoof a little faster, and I like to keep them from breaking the edges off of their hoof wall. So I do like to keep them trimmed up. So hey, hope you got something out of this. If you did, please do like the video, subscribe, throw a comment down. If there's a better rasp out there that you think puts this thing to shame, hey man, let's talk about it. Comment, all right? All right, man, take care. Okay, you too, Tater, you got it? All right, cool. Tater, Tater, Uhtred. Oh, geez, there's dog. Move, dog.